The basketball world is set to lose its leading voice in just 1 year's time, as the great Charles Barkley has announced his retirement effective after the 2024-25 NBA season, which obviously coincides with Turner Sports' last season having television rights of the NBA. NBC has reportedly bought Turner's package, which means Chuck's deal with Turner is nearing its end. And according to Barkley, he says, I hope the NBA stays with TNT, but for me personally, I wanted you guys to hear from me. I wanted to tell NBA TV and the TNT family that I'm not going to another network, but I'm going to pass the baton to either Jamal Crawford or Vince Carter. Next year, I'm going to retire after 25 years. I just wanted to say thank you, and I wanted you to hear it from me first. Listen, I don't like speaking in definites, but I can confidently say this. There will never be another Charles Barkley. Yes, he was a Hall of Fame player, but it's beyond that. What Charles Barkley has done, entertaining fans at 12, 1, 2 a.m. in the morning, is second to none. His personality explodes off a TV screen. His comedic relief, oftentimes through a very long NBA season, has become a part of NBA households all around the country. And I think more than anything, what Charles Barkley has done better than anybody who's ever come on TV to be a commentator is simple. We believe him. We don't necessarily always agree with him, but there's power in believing what somebody says. And more than anything, we believe what Charles Barkley says is something that he believes. And that is just something that you can't replace. There will never be another Charles Barkley. Listen, I study this stuff probably a lot, probably too much. I'm looking down the pipeline. I study the greats. I study the young ones coming down the pipeline. There is nothing close to Charles Barkley. There is nothing even remotely close coming down the pipeline. The next 20, 30 years, there will never be another Charles Barkley. I've given the brother his flowers. Now, with that being said, I do not believe next year will be the end of Charles Barkley. I'm sorry, y'all. I just got to tell the truth. As I just gave the brother his flowers, what I said to you was he's a one of one. And because he's a one of one brand, I don't believe the basketball world is in a position to lose him just yet. So what does that mean? What I think will end up happening is one of two things. At the end of the season next year, assuming Turner does not land the TV rights and NBC has officially bought the package, Charles Barkley will get a substantially larger offer from NBC to be on their programming once a week. He can say, yo, I'm about to retire. I'm done. And that only increases his leverage in negotiations with NBC. Or the second thing, which I think this one is a little more likely. We live in the world of podcasts. I'm shooting this right now from my home office. If I can put together a couple $100,000 home office, trust and believe Charles Barkley can do it times 25 million. Okay. Somebody is going to come to Charles Barkley and say, whether you retire in Arizona or Georgia, what I can do for you is put together you a studio from your house. And no, it won't be the same as being in studio with Ernie, Kenny, and Shaq. But listen, I'll offer you $15 to $20 million just to hear you talk about the game once a week from your home or in a podcast setting. Somebody is going to offer that deal to Charles Barkley, and I believe that's where his next position in regarding to talking basketball will lie. That's my opinion. I don't know that, but I'm pretty confident that that's what's going to happen. You just can't lose a voice like that for nothing. If he's healthy enough and wants to do it once a week from his home, don't got a private jet in Atlanta once a week, I think that's what will end up happening. If it does not, though, I do want to celebrate and show love to Charles Barkley. I'm serious when I say this, y'all. There is nothing on TV like Charles Barkley. I mean, the brother maybe gives us, 25% basketball analysis, right? It's mostly just him shooting the crap with friends, comedy, laughing with Shaq, making jokes at Shaq and Kenny. I think we're going to miss Charles Barkley after basketball games with Turner severely. I don't think it'll never be the same again. And I think NBC is going to have to do a very damn good job of putting together a team. I can't even say competes with what Inside the NBA has been able to do, but at least keep the viewer from turning the channel, because it's going to be hard for us for years to not want to turn the channel knowing Charles Barkley's not on that programming at night after games. Time, love, and support. It's what your boy will never take for granted. Salute. I'm out. If you are like me and love flexing your NBA knowledge, you should head over to the best place to play fantasy sports. That's Underdog Fantasy. For me, I love the pick'em game. It's super simple to play too. All you got to do is go to the Underdog Fantasy website or app, pick whether a player will have a higher or lower stat line for that game, get all your picks right, and you can win up to 20 times your money. And when you sign up, if you use my code FERRO, your deposit will get doubled. You can't beat that. Again, head over to today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy's website or app, use my code FERRO, and your first deposit will get doubled. Do you want to see your favorite athlete live in action next time they're in your town? Or do you want to see your favorite artist performing in concert next time they're in a city near you? Head over to the SeatGeek website or app and use my code HoopsFerro for $20 off your first purchase. Make sure you subscribe to the It's Mr. Taliaferro YouTube channel, and hey, donate a super chat. Follow me on Facebook at It's Mr. Taliaferro, cop a supporter badge. The Underdog Fantasy promo code is FERRO. The SeatGeek promo code is HoopsFerro. And follow me on Twitter at It's Mr. Ferro.